What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, where today we have a Dynasty series for you. I'm so excited to get this going. It's been 10 long years, and of course I'm going to go with my Fresno State Bulldogs. Going to create a head coach and make him a recruiter, because I remember very vividly back in the day, I was a very poor recruiter. As we find the person that most looks like me, and I match it to my exact height and weight, 6 foot 185, and we go ahead and get this started. Now, the first thing we do is we look at recruiting, because as I mentioned before, I'm a horrible recruiter. If, back in the day it still reigns true. I see here we have a middle linebacker who has us at the top. He's a 4-star recruit. And we see some other players that we're kind of looking at. We grab 20 targets and we start scouting immediately. So we grab our first player, Connor Nisi, and we see here that he's basically a bust. So we go on to the middle linebacker, our number one that we have been looking at, and he doesn't look like a bust. So we're like, maybe let's go on to our next one and see how the other corner fares, and he does the same thing. And we end up with a left tackle that, is pretty average. So what we end up doing is we take off the two diamond broken players, and we look at our coach's abilities now after doing all of our recruiting and using up all of our hours. We don't have enough points. We need about 10 to get anything going. We see here we got 3 players that we moved into their top 8. So now this week we can start offering scholarships and start sending the house on players that we want. Because I'm such a bad recruit, I decide to focus on certain players, and I additionally added a tight end, a 4-star tight end who seems to be a gem, and end up sending the house and offering a scholarship there. So we see a bunch of players that we're moving into our top recruiting of, including some players that have put us in their top 5, which means that we can schedule a visit with them. Elijah Story, for example, we're looking, and we decide to schedule it with Washington State because there's more benefit of winning that game than there is losing that game, and that gives us a prime opportunity to, secure some of these guys. So we go ahead and we do that and get right into this game. Now, this is the first mistake that I made here, and this was turning my jersey blue. Stupid me, I forgot that Michigan wears blue colors, and so it's blue and red against blue and yellow. So I apologize for making that very dumb mistake, and it's not going to happen again, as we see both Fresno State and Michigan coming out here and getting this game started. Now, I don't know how I expected the kicking to work, but that was not it, and it's not going to be the last time that we mess up this kicking meter throughout the day. So getting started early, Michigan, new quarterback out there for J.J. McCarthy, but they still have Donovan Edwards, as Donovan Edwards gets no gain there, but on 2nd and 10, he gets a big play to go to just about the 50-yard line. Next play, handed off to Donovan Edwards again. He breaks it just about to the outside, gets about 9.5 yards there, and they give it right back to him. He cuts through, breaks some tackles, and gets another big gain there. So Donovan Edwards already is breaking us, and on this play, number 9, he reads the read option horribly wrong. Lets Michigan's quarterback go right into the end zone free of charge. So now we get our first possession, and it's already appearing to be very difficult. The stadium noise is making things very challenging for my team as we get sacked there on 2nd and 12 to get 3rd and 19. We're searching, can't find anybody, so we throw the ball away, and now we have to punt. This is what I mentioned about the kicking meter again. I messed up the kicking meter. The ball goes about 15 yards, and Michigan is looking like they're in great field position to score again, and Donovan Edwards is going to make this easy. If he would have broke to the outside, I have no doubt that he would have scored that ball, but we managed to stop him, and on the very next play, get to the quarterback a little bit. Now First time that they've thrown the ball all day, did not expect it because of how well they've been running the ball. So we give up a huge play, handed off to Donovan Edwards, who gets to the 2-yard line, and they give it back to him. He dives into the end zone. Michigan goes up 14, and the stadium pulse is getting really bothersome. We try and give Malik Sherrod some plays to get him going. He winds up picking up 6 and then an additional 3. So now 3rd and 1, we're trying to calm everybody down just a little bit, and he picks up this first down. Hot routes are going to make no difference. We just barely get it out to our receiver there. I thought that was going to be picked, and I would have been so deflated if that was the case. Here, we throw it to Moss, who is forced to come back to the ball. Thankfully, is able to, and we pick up a first down to keep this drive going. So we have a perfect drive going so far. I had circle over the middle. I should have thrown it there, and I realized it after the play that I should have thrown it there. But I entrust myself, and on the very next play, we find our receiver coming across the middle for another first down. Malik Sherrod getting involved once again, picks up another 6. And at this point, we're knocking on the red zone. X was wide open once again, but we're throwing off of our back foot, and that's not going to be an easy completion. 3rd and 4, we find Sherrod, who is able to get to the 13-yard line, and on the very next play, he gets handed off, breaks one tackle, could not break the other tackle, and gains about 2. So now Mikey Keen's rolling out. He's trying to get something going. He manages to get out of bounds after picking up 7 yards, and we hand the ball off on the very next play, and he is unable to do so. So we decide, we're not going to be Michigan by playing things safe. We hand the ball off, and Malik Sherrod gets the first touchdown of this Bulldog season. So we're learning the kicking meter a little bit more now. And we got to get some stops here. Quarterback's breaking tackles, multiple tackles. I switch on poorly, and my guy runs right by him. I thought I was going to run into him and tackle him. And Donovan Edwards is just once again breaking this defense's back. I managed to just barely get there, and I'm starting to learn the play style of how Michigan is going. My linebacker skills are getting on top notch. As you see, we made back-to-back plays there and forced them to punt. So now we're thinking, okay, we can go down, we can score a little touchdown, maybe a field goal, and get right back into this game, swing momentum in our favor, and it's starting off really well. We're getting 9 yards with Sherrod as it goes into the end of the first quarter, and on the very next play, he gets stopped in the backfield. This kind of derails momentum. We go to 3rd and 4 and immediately just get crushed. So now, once again, fumbling the kicking meter, it goes about 20 yards, and Michigan is looking to capitalize on the big mistakes that were made. They gained 6 yards there. Donovan Edwards manages to just get 2 yards, and this was perfect for them. My guy squeezes right through both defenders. I thought that this could be, a read, and they end up capitalizing. Donovan Edwards goes in for, I believe it's his 3rd touchdown of the day, and we just about thought we could break through there for a kick return. 1st and 10, trying to get some momentum back. We're looking for Moss, who just barely gets it. Mikey Keen threading the needle there, and once again threading the needle to his tight end for another first down. So now we're picking up momentum. Michigan crowd is not so loud. We're trying to see if we could find anybody. We have a guy wide open, and he can't hang on to the ball. That would have taken us within the 5-yard line. It would have been a big catch, and we're trying to do too much now. So 3rd and 10, it's not looking great for us. We're rolling. We can't find anybody, and we end up having to punt the ball. So things aren't looking great. We're down by 2 scores. There's still 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter, and things are looking bleak. Donovan Edwards already has over 100 yards, and we're playing lax defense. Michigan is able to do whatever they please on our secondary. We can't get anything going, and now Michigan's blockers are picking up key blocking assignments, and I'm not able to get there. Donovan Edwards, he's got a sea of people in front of him. Manages to get about 6 there. Quarterback up next, who manages to grab a first down. So I'm trying to see what I can do. I end up just, tripping up Donovan Edwards just enough to get him down there. They bring in their second running back for a breather for Edwards, who grabs about 5 or 6. They end up handing it to the fullback. I thought I had him stopped, and he manages to just run right through me, grab a first down, and on the very next play, Donovan Edwards is breaking 2 tackles and grabbing 3 yards. Next play from scrimmage, play action, manages to find their tight end for 5 yards. So now we're like, okay, we can stop them to a field goal. And we think that we have him stopped because Donovan Edwards cuts back, but Donovan Edwards ends up grabbing that first down. He tries to break to the outside. We get there, thankfully, to stop his momentum. Edwards gets handed the ball off once again for another small gain of 2 yards. So now Michigan's quarterback goes, and I believe that was my missed assignment. I should have been watching that over the middle. But we move. They score another touchdown, go up 28-7, and we still can't get anything going on offense. Our offensive line isn't blocking anybody. I'm finding way too much pressure, so I can't make the decisions or let the routes develop that I'm trying to work on creating. So we ended up punting the ball back. Now there's 4 minutes left in the first half, and we're already down 28-7. This is already looking like a blowout, but it's not over till it's over. So hopefully we're going to see if we can stop Michigan, get the ball back, and make something happen. And once again, the secondary is not doing us any favors. They find a huge gain pretty much over the middle, and they're just capitalizing on it. They managed to get that ball on the out, away from my defender, and Donovan Edwards just punches it in for his 4th touchdown of the year, of the game actually, as we find a small gain over the middle. Mikey Keene decides to use his legs. Sometimes he's forgotten about for his legs, and he goes up for a first down. This was called intentional grounding. I didn't manage to get out of the pocket, so things are not going well for me at all currently. I'm trying to develop route concepts and get my players in positions to, have big plays. I could have thrown it to a circle there, and I managed to try and throw it to X. I keep trying to do the outs and get some sort of yardage, but I'm not able to make those throws, and I still have not learned that clearly. We thought we could stop Michigan's quarterback there, but he manages to get outside of all of our guys, and I am so close right there. I am spamming triangle to get that interception. I feel like I was deserved of that interception, but I'm unable to get there, and Michigan is once again knocking on the door. 2nd and 5, and thankfully he just misses it. We thought that was it. And Michigan ends up scoring once again to make it 42-7. So now I'm trying to think I could get something done before halftime, because at this point we're already losing. We fumbled the ball. Michigan goes up by 42 at half, and at this point, our the higher ups, not even me, they put in our backups. So at this point, Mikey Keene is done, and we're seeing what else we can do, how much we can take from this game and learn and progress, because this is an ugly game. This was ugly from the very start, and we're just going to see if we can learn some different route concepts and get some things done, as our corners are playing way too far back there. give up a major gain. They still have Donovan Edwards going in, and I believe they kept Donovan Edwards for practically every single snap of the game, even when they were absolutely obliterating us, as Michigan once again finds another touchdown, go up 7-56. And at this point, we're playing for pride. We want to get some scores. We want to get some experience points for those guys who are in the game right now, because they could be impactful for us later on. You know, a couple years down the line, we could have freshmen that are making things happen. And you see here, we just decide to throw it up. We throw up a Hail Mary, and he manages to catch it and go deep for a score. Our second touchdown, first passing touchdown of the game, and it's not even by our starting quarterback. And you see Donovan Edwards, he's just continuing to get the ball. They're not going to stop handing him the ball. And I think that I deserve this interception here. It bounces off my helmet, and the Michigan receiver, you know, he catches it. Gets another threaded needle there as well. And at this point, I'm just thinking, you know, it's not my game to win. It's not meant to happen. We stop them, and we're looking at going down 63-14. They hand it off to Donovan Edwards, but we're trying to hold up, make some sort of stand here, and this is the first mistake that they made. Don't test the user. And thank you, Mr. Golden Sports, for giving me that, because that's what I always think of when I get a user lurk. So, you know, not so bad. We're still learning how to play defense, and I feel as though we improved throughout our time playing as we grab a first down there and see what else we can do. Managed to get sacked there. 5 sacks to 0. We have not made any impactful sacks on defense. Managed to get it to our receiver, who thankfully holds on to the ball after taking some pretty big shots. Mandel unable to get the ball there. At this point, I'm thinking it's 4th and 9. I'm down by 42. I might as well try and make something happen. So we decide to go for it. Nothing's around. I try and throw crossbody once again, still not realizing that it's just not going to work. And Michigan grabs the ball, knocking on our red zone. Once again, you know, our secondary giving up big plays. We really got to lock up our secondary and figure out how we can stop our opponents from scoring so much, as we almost get pressured into a sack here. Go down to 3rd and 6, looking for a receiver. I think I could get my receiver there. I tried to put it out so he could catch it. Nothing works. We end up giving the ball right back, and at this point, we know it's over. Michigan scores another touchdown to go up 70-14, but we're still going to play this through, show you some big highlights from Fresno State's first game, as we find our receiver on the out. He turns quickly upfield and put his body on the line for that touchdown. And we go into the 4th quarter, where Donovan Edwards is still once again scoring touchdowns. I swear he had like 6 of them in this game. And we get a big catch for another touchdown. We saw press coverage, so we threw it out to our receiver, who manages to beat his coverage. And that's pretty much it for us. Like, we threw an interception there. Michigan is still knocking on the door, so we're trying to look for, you know, big plays to get experience points throughout this game, and we just can't do anything. We're down 84-26, and we give up another touchdown there, and we end up losing 91-26. So we're looking to bounce back next week. Continue to recruit, continue to try and get big wins. We saw there that we have some guys that are ready for some more visits, but that's it for the next episode. If you guys like this video, you guys want to see more, make sure you comment, subscribe, like if you're new here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.